Good evening, and welcome to Flat Earth United Kingdom with me, Nathan Oakley. Joining me this evening is Zoe Scribner, otherwise known as Be Here and Love, and Dangerous D, otherwise known as Dave. How are you doing, Dave?
No, it's good to be here, Nathan. Hopefully this will work this time.
Hooray! Yay! yes, it has indeed worked. Praise the Lord.
Thank God for that.
So I may as well give the audience a feeling because the other two broadcasts have now been deleted, so I'll explain to them what's happened. So we've tried, this is the third attempt to actually get a conversation with Dave, and for the last two broadcasts it looked like he was waving away and not saying anything, but he was indeed talking. So we finally got Dave. So I'll give David a bit of an introduction. So David got in touch with me and said, "Hi, my name's Dangerous D. I'm called that because I'm anything but. I'd love to have a conversation with you." So I thought, it's just a sweet flat earther with a few questions. I'll chat away. And I had a bit of a chat with him. And by virtue of timing, Zoe and Patricia and I were all chatting. So I just invited him on the conversation. So he suddenly lumped in with, three flat earth YouTubers having a conversation about his life and his history, which turned out to be truly fascinating. So hopefully I've given you enough lead in for you to tell us, first and foremost, how did you find out that the Earth is flat?
Right. Well, as you know, I've told you, I write a journal, and I've been doing that for about 20 years, and I write stuff down every day. And it got to about the summer of 2014, and I started looking into just looking around with these World War II binoculars. And I started thinking that things weren't as we were told. And I live in an estuary. I live in St Anne's, and you can see over to where actually Dorje Daka lives. He lives opposite me, and I'm very good friends with him. And I thought, well, that's 10 miles away.
Where is that? So just for the people who are watching and maybe in America, if you can give them a bit more geographical detail.
Oh, right. It's northwest England, near Blackpool Tower. It's like the Eiffel Tower. If you look up Blackpool Tower, you'll see it looks like the Eiffel Tower. And it's on the coastline of northwest England, which is overlooking Ireland. And with my binoculars, you could see the coastline of where Dorje Daka lives, which is Southport, and that's 10 miles away. And there was no curvature. So then I investigated further. And there's an oil rig, which is 50 miles off the coast. 50 miles. So then I thought, well, that's 1,667 feet of curvature. And you can see the whole blooming thing. So I was like, there's just no curvature.
But the thing that was fascinating when you told me that was that you came to that of your own volition. You hadn't watched a video and then gone out and confirmed it.
No, that was when I actually decided that things weren't right. Well, that was November 2014. That's when I didn't actually, I just said, I think the Earth is flat. But it wasn't until April of 2015 when I'd watched my first, I actually bought the book, 200 Proofs by Eric DeBay. And then I read that, and then it was April 2015 when I actually said, I'm totally convinced that the Earth is flat. And then I've just been hooked ever since.
But you did the experiment first, though.
I did the experiment first, but I wasn't sort of convinced what I was seeing because I thought I was going bloody insane.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was on a phone conversation with Jaron just before this, and I told him the date that you gave me, November 14, and he was like, wow, that's right around the time I found out, which was exactly my reaction when we spoke last time, which was, your finding out is right up there, precedes Mark Sargent and is around the time that Jaron was finding out.
Right. Well, I didn't realise that. But I just, like I said, when I wrote it down in November 2014, it was like I wasn't convinced it was flat. I was just thinking something's not right. Oh, and things like the moon being 238,900 miles away and the sun being 93 million miles away. I started thinking, well, that can't be right because through my binoculars, you can see all the craters of the moon. And it's a World War II binoculars, so they're nothing fantastic. And then I was thinking, I just was baffled by what I was finding. If that makes sense.
So tell us about your history then, because as much as your flat Earth history is interesting because of the timing, your history is even more interesting. So tell us, you're retired, right?
I'm retired, yeah, 46.
So what have you retired from?
Modelling and I was a musician. I was a drummer in a rock band.
So what rock band was it?
Dirty Work, as in like a dirty work, as in dirty job. So, and I was with them for 12 years. I made quite a lot of money.
That's cool. And you did a bit of modelling before that or after that?
Oh well, yeah, modelling. I started when I was 16, and I did that till I was about 29. And I used to have really long hair, obviously, when I was in the band, and it got a bit crazy because it was like drugs got involved and bottles of Jack Daniels a day got involved. So, and it just got hectic, and I just as I got older, I thought you can't just sustain this kind of lifestyle. So
proper.
Sorry, Nathan.
I said proper rock and roll lifestyle. Jack Daniels a day and sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Right on.
I mean, I spent 36,000 in 6 months on cocaine.
That's probably not something you want to dedicate to air, but fair enough.
Sorry, sorry. I told you I was dangerous.
You're a proper rock and roll, living the life, and now you're a flat earther.
Yeah, awesome. Now a flat earther. Yeah.
Can I just ask a question? It might have been answered before, but how come you were thinking about the distance if you hadn't been watching videos? Or had you been watching videos about flat Earth?
No, I hadn't. I didn't start watching them until probably 2015.
But you were friends with Dorje?
I've only been friends with him I've only been friends with Dorje about 6 months. Okay.
I thought you were at the sea and I can see over Dorje's. That's weird.
No. I only found out he was over there 6 months ago.
Okay. So you were just walking around and just by your own volition. Huh, that's weird. I can see that. Without,
yeah.
That's amazing. Nice.
I basically I got home and I just thought, out of interest, I'll Google what's the curvature of the Earth, and of course it's 66 feet every 10 miles, and I thought, well, that can't be right. It can't be right. So then I thought, I didn't think it's flat straight away. I just thought, well, how come NASA gets so much money yet they've got the mathematics wrong? So of course I thought, well, they've got it wrong, so the Earth must be bigger. But then I thought, well, they get like £60 million a day or something, so surely they'd get it right. And then I started finding out that no two pictures of the Earth were the same. From NASA, the pictures from NASA. And then I thought, and the clouds weren't moving, and I thought, well, that doesn't make sense either.
No.
The clouds weren't moving, and then, like, obviously now we've had ones that have sex written in the clouds, and
copy.
They're just playing games. I just started thinking, they're playing games here. Playing games. But I didn't know why. I must admit, I didn't know why.
You didn't know what?
I didn't know why they were playing games with us.
No.
But now I know it's because
the first person I've come across that's come to this of their own volition. I mean, almost everybody I've had on as a guest, I've asked the same question, which is, how did you find out? And most of them have got the same sort of answer, which is that they watched a video. So to say that you just, picked up a pair of binoculars, looked at something at distance, and then looked at the curvature calculation, that's amazing. I mean, I could say something similar and say that I have said this before, but that I was looking for a desktop background and looked at the globes and realised that there wasn't any to be had. You know, there just wasn't any. So I made my own composites, but I didn't draw the conclusion that anything was being faked. It's just cognitive dissonance. You know, you just you write it off almost. But yours is so specific because it's about the curvature calculation.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a big thinker. I'm always thinking all the time. I've got like quite a high IQ, and I'm not showing off or anything, but I'm quite intelligent, and I just know when I'm being hard. But obviously, it's like I couldn't imagine that people are upside down in Australia and things like that. You know, you'd fall off. and why can't we feel it spinning? And it just made no sense to me. Made no sense. And obviously, like now we know the answers to it because of all the what's come out with sorry. Now we know the answers through Eric DeBay and yourself. But yeah, I found it out myself.
Amazing. Wow, psychedelic colors. What was I going to say?
Checking with the chat that they can actually hear you okay, because I noticed the picture they're getting is very blocky and stuff, and they're getting loads of crackling sounds. So we'll just check that they can actually.
Can they hear me?
I'm going to try to put my on and see if that will help the squeaking. Is that better?
I don't know. Let's see. Is that any better? Can you say something, Dave? No, I think it's Dave's end, but don't worry about it. We'll work through it.
Can they not hear me?
It's not that we can't hear you.
Just a lot of feedback.
Yeah, we get whenever we speak, we're getting feedback from you. But don't worry, I don't want to risk dropping you or whatever. So just don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Mark Ofsky says that he also found out in November 14.
Oh well, thank God for that.
Hey, Mark. Hi, everyone in chat.
It seems like a long time, but it really isn't. It's still only 2.5 years. It's not a huge amount of time, is it really?
No, it's about 2.5 years. Yeah, it's not a great deal of time.
So yeah,
but I'm very into conspiracy theories like Patricia Steer is into. Like she was a big conspiracy theorist at the beginning, and I've been into that before Flat Earth. And I look into things like the Project Bluebeam, things like that. They interest me a lot. Well, it's just it's like the holograms that you see that they're putting in the clouds and everything, and then now they're saying that they can put thoughts into your mind and make you think things that, I don't know if this is true, but they're saying that you can put thoughts into your mind. They can make you see UFOs arriving and it's going to be the end of the earth, but really it's just a hologram. And why they're doing this, I don't know. But if you look into Project Bluebeam, you'd be pretty amazed at what I've seen. And
is it linked to chemtrails in any way in terms of what they're using to project?
Yeah, chemtrails. Yeah. I mean, the chemtrails are killing off all the bees, and I'm sure everybody realizes that if we lose the bees, we lose pollination, which means we lose the food chain. So I'm not happy about these chemtrails, and I know they're real because I see them in the sky. You don't get bloody 4 planes flying over your bloody house every hour.
No, we get them terribly, don't we? In the UK, it's particularly bad compared to other countries, I would say.
Yeah, I'd like to know. I'd like to hear if anybody else is seeing all these trails in the sky in their country.
Yes,
because I see
it's bad here in Denmark.
Is it? Right.
Yeah, it's horrendous. Well, my dogs were barking. I was muted. That's why I was muted.
And then also I look into, obviously the moon landing was a fake. I mean, that's if anybody believes that we landed on the moon, then the bloody crackers. But
at least
also,
they haven't looked at the moon footage yet. Then, in that case.
Or they don't listen to NASA's current rhetoric, or MIT for that matter, because you've got NASA saying that they can't get up there, and you've got MIT saying that there's a hard and fast layer. So essentially, current science says they can't get out of Earth's atmosphere, or not Earth's atmosphere, but they can't escape where we are. So to believe that they've been to the moon is preposterous. It contradicts their own current science.
Yeah, exactly. And the ISS. It's like it's supposed to be traveling at 5 miles a second, but yet when I look at it through my binoculars, it's just stationary.
How do you mean stationary? Because it's definitely going over.
Yeah, it's going, but it doesn't look like it. Well, I don't know. I might be wrong on this. I haven't looked into enough of this, but I imagined it would whiz across the sky really quickly for some reason. But I could be wrong on this. I've not looked into it enough. But I just don't. When you look at the pictures of the people in, I don't know if you saw they had the baseball jerseys. The USA won the baseball, and they had the shirts of the two teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Wasn't it football?
Yeah, American football, yeah. Well, how did they get the team shirt up there? Because how would they know who won and who played? Are you telling me they sent up every shirt of every team? Because the payload must have been heavy, and it costs about $10,000 bloody dollars a pound to send something up to there. So how did they get the shirts?
They didn't. They didn't send anything anywhere.
You're right.
It's just a total nonsense to assume they're doing any of that. So, to anyone watching, they're like, why are they making a big deal of it? It's like, because we've all shrugged our shoulders and gone, well, yeah, that's because it's all nonsense. And they just walked in and got the shirts and handed them to them and said, film this today. And that's what they did.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. The fact that you can see the ISS at all is the bit that perplexes me, because it's about the size of a football stadium, say. You could probably fit the whole thing inside a football stadium. So, what is it, 250 miles up? To see it,
exactly, something like that.
It's if you take it in scale, if you look at the globe in scale and put it above the globe, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny amount above the globe. So how is it even lit? How is it getting any sunlight?
I know it's like a big light in the sky.
It makes no sense.
That's what I see through my binoculars. It's like a big torch. But you can't really make out the shape of it like you see in the pictures of it with the bits fanning out. You can't see that. It's just like a great big light, sort of just travelling across.
I don't know. I've seen some footage of it, so I mean, I've not seen it personally, but certainly Chris D of Take Back Space, he's just started broadcasting again because he had a bit of time off. But Chris D has certainly caught footage of the ISS going over, and you can make out details on it.
Yeah, but the thing that I'd like to put across, if people don't think it's like important that the Earth's flat. But surely that means there's a creator and a God?
Why do you draw that conclusion?
Because, well, I personally believe the Earth was created.
Yeah, I mean, you're entitled to your beliefs.
Yeah, but if not, how did it come about? Because it can't be the Big Bang.
Yeah, but that's a paradigm, though, isn't it? To say that it can't be the Big Bang, therefore its creator. Well, you can just say it can't be the Big Bang and put a full stop at the end of that statement. Yeah,
true. Very true. Well, I still believe in God now, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's everyone to each their own. If you want to believe in God, fine. Good for you. But it's when people say things like you must draw the conclusion that there's a creator because the Earth is flat. I don't like that. I take umbrage with that because I just think it's wrong. I'd see that as a a logical fallacy. It doesn't make sense to draw that conclusion. I don't see the logic in saying, because, you know, everything must have been created. Well, why must it have? You know, we don't know is the answer. We will never know, as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, if we were ever going to draw the conclusions, if we were ever going to know, we would know by now, you know, but yet it's still debated. Yeah. So to me, it's never ever going to be known. I mean, what do you think, Zoe?
Well, I was just picking up on what Yorkshire Lass Tracy's saying. Intelligent design for sure, my truth. And yeah, intelligent design creator to me would be the same, because it's like it's science's way of saying God or creator. They say intelligent design instead. It's like we're not talking about God here. We're just saying it looks pretty intelligent. So yeah, it's a question that's puzzled humans forever and will forever.
Yeah, we'll never know. We'll never know.
There's
it's one of those Mark Sargent clues, though, isn't it? They are hiding God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hiding God.
I mean,
I just think that, you know, there's lots of paradigms in place, you know, and part of the flat Earth one is to tie it to Christianity, and part of the globe is to tie it to Luciferianism. You know, that's part of what they're doing with the Pizzagate stuff at the moment. You know, it's just another pathway that's being set up so that when people investigate it in the future, what do you know? Yeah, they're all Luciferians. Yeah, they're all, you know, sacrificing babies, whatever you want to tie them to. And ultimately speaking, that is there to be found. They hide enough Illuminati subliminal programming in the mainstream media. They want you to investigate it, and you'll find that it's the antithesis of the Christian belief you've been taught in school. All the people who rule you are, you know, allegedly worshipping Satan. I just think it's the whole thing's a crock of shit. I just think it's all nonsense. But there we go, that's my view.
You're entitled to it.
I'm entitled to my beliefs.
So Nathan, so you don't believe in Pizzagate, you know?
I mean, I've had Pizzagate overload in terms of information, and I've said a few times. Some days I'll think, yeah, I think I believe every word of it, and I think it's all true. And what they're hinting at is you know, enough circumstantial evidence has been put in front of me to believe it. But below that, I know it to be true anyway. There is more compelling evidence than some of the stuff that's circumstantial in Pizzagate. So, you know, Jaron has done the stuff on Hampstead, and he gets called a hoaxer for it, and yet he's presented fantastic evidence on it. And that, to me, is much more gripping and much more compelling evidence than anything that Pizzagate has presented thus far. But does it get loads of press? No, people are afraid to touch that particular case. You know, the Hampstead case didn't get anywhere near enough coverage.
Yeah.
Today oh, sorry.
Sorry, go on, Zoe. Go on, Zoe.
Well, I don't usually click on Trump stuff, but today I clicked on a link where he's talking about, you know, stopping human trafficking and at high levels and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, so he's doing some good, you know, if it's going to work. But at least there's.
Are you a Trump fan?
On it. What?
Are you a Trump fan?
No, I'm no Trump of any. I'm no fan of any president. They're just puppets. It's just all a delusion. So no. But stuff happens whenever any president is in office. I don't know. I just, I don't know what to think right now. I'm just
no.
Kind of mind blown over how many Trump fans there are. I find that funny. I find it interesting. And also, especially a lot of the people in the community and in the truth community. It sounds so silly. Yeah, Trump is a truther. Yeah, he was on Alex Jones. thought we all thought that Alex Jones was a, you know, a shill. So
Yeah.
I don't get it. You know, it just doesn't really. He does not compute.
Yeah, it's cherry picking.
I don't. It's a show.
They say Patricia Steers a paid shill, which is ridiculous. Everyone that says something wrong is a paid shill. I'll be a paid shill probably after this video.
Yeah,
I did one video where I proposed that we were all shills, but none of us get paid. So it was because of a show that was done with Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, and he had a whole panel. They were all. It was a comedy panel, so it was a comedy show, but they were all fighting for the globe, and you know, you could argue they're all shilling for NASA, but not one of them are getting a paycheck from NASA. So, you know, at some stage we've all said, oh yeah, of course they're planets, of course they're terra firma that we can fly to. And it's not true, but we're not shills, you know, but we're all shilling.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the world is run by useful idiots.
Have you heard of a channel? Have you heard of a channel called ME3000?
Yeah, I think so.
He's the one that thinks all the wives are transvestites.
Yeah, he's probably been listening to Jungle Surf a little too much.
Yeah, it's some pretty crazy stuff he comes up with, like Beyonce and Trump's wife and Obama's wife. They're all bloody trannies.
Yeah, that's where your discernment comes in, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
They have been pushing transgenderism in the media, and no one's asking why. Why are there so many people wanting to be the opposite sex? Because it's not only the media; it's all the endocrine disruptors in the water systems and everything we use in everyday use. You know, all sorts of stuff is made of plastic. The stuff you put in your, you know, shampoo is filled with endocrine disruptors.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that all little boys from the 20s that had hair down to here were little girls. You know, it's just silly.
I'll make
it's pretty simple.
I'm going to make a little apology to the audience because I know that there's a lot of crackling in our chat, but for people who are watching this, we've had 3 consecutive hangouts because of technical issues. So rather than insisting that Dave mutes when he's not talking, we've just said just leave it. Hopefully it'll all be fine. So we're sorry if the audio jumps back and forth. It's just one of those things.
Can they hear me?
Everyone can hear you. It's just on all the other shows, I'd say to the guest, when you're not talking, just mute. But because we had so many technical issues with you, I've said just leave it. Don't worry about the feedback. But people are saying, "Oh, I can hear crackling and stuff." So when you're not talking, me and Zoe will be crackling, and it'll be jumping back and forth to you because it's picking up our sound. This is a boring technical detail that doesn't need to be on the show, but it's just one of those because there's people in the live audience that are hearing it, and you know now it's dedicated to air for anyone who watches it afterwards. They'll know there's just a technical issue and we haven't bothered addressing the feedback. So there we go. But yeah. No problem. Which has, of course, completely destroyed the train of the conversation. We were talking about transsexual, having a wonderful conversation. I think even Robin Poe hinted at some the transgender agenda, I should say, in a video today. Silence.
Well, I mean, it is a dream. I mean, come on. Woman of the Year, Caitlyn Brenner? I don't think so. You know, that's just taking it over the cliff again.
And Beyonce and twins.
Did you just say that Caitlyn Jenner was Woman of the Year?
Brenner.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. That's how crazy.
I'm so glad I don't watch TV. You've poisoned me with that information. I'm glad I don't watch TV. That's outrageous. That's outrageous.
I watch it on TV. I watch it on YouTube.
She's not a woman. How can she be Woman of the Year?
No.
Oh, yeah, turn off your TVs. I've been poisoned by this information now. I didn't need to know that. But had I've not been poisoned by Zoe in Dangerous D, I wouldn't know that abomination. I wouldn't know that information, and I'd be happier for it.
Oh. Well, I must admit, if you look closely at videos of Obama's wife, there are some pretty strange sort of things that are shown on the video, but whether they're photoshopped or what, but she has got quite manly features, you must admit that. What's she called?
Maybe.
Some women are just big, you know, but the dancing part, it does really look like, but again, we don't know if it's messed with. But that is very weird. But other than that, I don't really necessarily just accept that just because a woman is large and she doesn't have an hourglass figure and she has broad shoulders, or she has a hand that has a longer ring finger. Am I a man? No, I'm not a man.
No.
Come on, people. You know, there are all sorts of women, you know, and just because you're skinny like Twiggy, that was an anorexic woman, doesn't make her a man. You know,
no,
it's just
very true, though.
Yeah, it's just too much. So discernment.
This is something you can speak to, though, Dave. So you worked in the modelling industry, and was it similar then to what was it in the 80s?
I was a model from 86 to 99. 1999, 2000. I was a model.
And what in terms of gender identity, did you find it very different, or was some of the themes?
To be honest with you, the women were very tall and attractive, and the men were mostly gay. To be honest, I was like, when I did a catwalk model at my very first cat model walk, there was about 25 men, and 24 of them were gay. They're all very nice people, and I've got nothing against gay people. I made good friends with them, but a lot of male models are homosexual. But
not transgender.
No way they would be transgender. No way. I saw them naked, so.
No, fair enough. I'm just wondering if times have changed. I mean, the video that we were talking about from Robin Poe earlier kind of hinted that this has been a transition that's gone on from what would you say, Robin? Maybe the 40s, was she saying?
Yeah. I'll get you a quick picture.
I think she thought about it already from the 20s, when the straight up and down dresses and the strapping in of the breasts and malifying women.
Is that you? Is it?
That's me modelling.
Okay.
I was about 17 there. But like James Dean, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I said last. Like James Dean.
Don't look like that anymore.
But times have definitely changed. There's definitely been an abrupt change at some point. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't put a date on when they suddenly said, right, let's push this agenda. But there has been an abrupt change. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, the past 5 years. Only, I mean, just the past 5 years, it's been.
Right, is it as short as that? 5 years, constant transgender programming.
Yeah. Probably, I mean, maybe longer, more subtly, more subtle, but especially the past 3 to 5 years, it's been intense.
You want to look up that.
I was just going to say, it all boils down to the same things, you know, the destruction of the family values and.
Yeah, see, I can't believe that a god or creator wouldn't like a gay couple, because I know them and they're really nice and they're in love and everything, and that's one thing I don't agree with in the Bible, that God will like. Totally don't agree with that. Say God is personal. My personal God would find gay people perfectly fine as long as they're in love and nice people.
Yeah, this is something for Flat Earth that is quite dear to me. I see things being more internalized, and you know, you're saying, or you're attributing that to a God and saying if God sees it that way. But I would just say, well, you know, if you're fine with gay people, then you're fine with gay people. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it says in the Bible that it's a bad thing, doesn't it?
But so what? What's that to you?
Nothing. I don't. Like I said, I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that part.
Yeah, and you don't have to, fortunately.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've got some gay friends, haven't you, Zoe? Or Nathan, haven't you not?
I don't know, actually.
Do I know any gay people at the moment? I've had gay friends. I don't think I know anybody gay at the moment.
I don't really know if I know any gay people at the moment. I might know some.
I'm 0 for 0 gay friends at the moment.
Yeah.
So yes, we may draw the show to a fairly short conclusion on account of the fact that I have got a meeting tomorrow. So we're going to be meeting at the Leicester. May as well give it a proper plug. So we will be meeting tomorrow, which is Saturday, the 25th of February 2017, at the National Space Centre in Leicester. So Martin, myself, Paula, and little baby Eleanor will all be there. Hopefully there'll be a few others. And I've heard some hints from some globalist believers, deluded people I like to call them, who are also going to be in attendance. Hopefully we'll get to shake hands with them too, and we'll have a bit of fun looking at some rockets and various other British paraphernalia. I'm trying not to be too derogatory in my terminology. So there we go. Yeah, join us there. That'll be tomorrow. We're meeting up at about 1 p.m. So yeah, just after lunch at the National Space Centre in Leicester. So hopefully you'll all join us there. Maybe not off the back of this late promo, but hopefully a few of you have seen the adverts leading up to this show, and will actually see us there. Yeah, so I'm sorry to the audience that we're going to draw this a little bit short. We started about an hour late, as I said a couple of times in this hangout. This is the third attempt, and despite a bit of feedback, we've actually got a bit of information out of Dangerous D. So thank you very much, Dangerous, for sticking with us and
thank you
working through the problems. And
I hope you enjoyed it.
It was good. And also, thank you very much, Zoe. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you for having me.
And to all of you who have joined us in the live chat, thank you very much indeed for being here, and also for sticking through us through all the technical difficulties and multiple hangouts on this occasion. I've been Nathan Oakley. I'll hopefully see you all in Leicester tomorrow. Bye for now.